Planners JBR presents Cruise Ship for Rookies.
So yeah, I know you've offered the celebrity cruises where you had like people like Foreigner and
No, those are actually what they call Carnival Live. Carnival has headliners from every kind of genre, from comedians to rappers to this and to that, and it's very talk about an intimate setting. Most of these auditoriums only hold up to 5,000 people, and you can actually pay a little bit extra and go backstage and get autographs and spend time with them. They're very popular. And some people will follow artists from place to place and just go on these things because it's a private show, basically.
Okay. This may be a stupid question.
There aren't. Unless does water go all the way around this island? Yeah,
right.
I heard that before.
Are there some areas on the ship that are dangerous? Like, could I or a child fall overboard?
No, and you have to. You see these stories about people falling. They have to go out of their way to follow. They're either pushed or they're so drunk they did something stupid. Like, here, I'm going to take a selfie on the handrail. Ploop, right? Okay, those rails are like 4 feet tall, all around the ship. So, no, not by accident.
And that'd be another thing. Parents, don't let your children climb on these things.
Absolutely, right. Yeah.
Is there security on the ship? Like police and that?
Well, you don't see them, but yes.
But if there's... Right. Mm-hmm. Is there internet on the ship? So if I wanted to email my brothers or sister or kids...
Well, this kind of goes back to the Viber thing. If you weren't with us for the first episode that we did, I encourage everybody, if they go any type of traveling internationally, to download the Viber app to your phone. If you have an internet connection, you can contact any one of your family or friends. So you buy the internet package, which is not very expensive. I bought a really big one for our next one that gives me unlimited minutes, that kind of thing, for $75, so $10 a day. I mean, so it's ridiculously cheap. Then you can use your Viber to call, get a hold of anybody. If there's an emergency back home, they can get a hold of you. So it's very, very important. Plus, everybody wants to see what you're doing. Plus, you want to brag a little bit, right? I'm in the Caribbean. Hey, look what I'm doing. You want to be able to put that up on Facebook.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was going to ask you. Is like, because it's going to be probably a few years before me and the wife go, saving our money and that. How about, why don't you do like a vlog in that?
We are. This is the first portion of it, and we'll get it. I want to address that. Don't let me forget about the how you can put a vacation on layaway kind of thing. We're gonna. My web guy is making arrangements as we speak for me to do a written blog, and this is the beginning of our video blogs. Every time that we travel. Every day we're going to be putting something up. So here we go. Like our Cruise Planners JBR page, click on our event, subscribe, follow me on Facebook so that you can see what's new, what's happening, new promotions. Hey, look, it's just like if you got the sports section, for example, Danny, you're looking at it, you don't even pay attention to the tire ads or the refrigerator ads until you need it.
Right.
Okay, so I put these things up on Facebook about different stuff. Unless you're thinking about it, you don't even pay attention to it. If you're not thinking, I'm going to go. Well, if you hear me say it, you might remember it. So keep in tune for that. Now, let's quickly address before we go too far about the cost stuff that's involved with a cruise. Can we?
Well, yes, let's do that.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times people will send me, it happens at least 2 or 3 times every day, I'm not kidding, where someone on Facebook will send me a message and say, hey, I want to book a cruise in April, how much is it going to cost? I cannot possibly give you a cost based on that information. Some people get a little bit upset because I start asking questions. Here's the deal. I'm being straight up with you. I have to have some information. There are multiple types of staterooms or cabins or whatever you want to call them on the ship. From inside cabins to ocean view cabins to balcony cabins to family balcony cabins to mini suites to suites. And within those categories, there's probably 8 levels of those. I have to know what type of cabin you want to be in. I'm not prying into your personal stuff. If you want an accurate price from me, I got to have information. How many people are going? Exactly when do you want to go? Because from week to week, the price of the cruise on each cruise line is different. So I have to know how many days you want to go, when do you want to go, how many people are going, what's their birthdays, because prices are different for birthdays too. Okay? What type of cabin you want. I have to have this information. So don't get offended if I tell you on Facebook and Messenger, I need more information. Just this last week, 2 people, and you know who you are, have contacted me about that, and when I start asking questions, I haven't heard from you in 5 days. Now you know why. I'm not pulling your leg, I'm not prying, I just can't possibly give you the right cost if I don't have the information to do that.
You mentioned the ages and that. When is a child considered an adult?
That varies from cruise line to cruise line. Mm-hmm. It does. Yeah. Unfortunately, some of them, it's like 2 years old. But that varies. But I'd still need to know that. And that's another thing. Which cruise line do you like? Do you want me to look for different multiple? Do you want the best deal, or are you stuck with this? There's some people that will only go with certain cruise lines. And that's fine if that's what they like.
So that probably apply to for like the seniors, for the senior discounts and that.
Yeah, for the seniors 55 and over group, which by the way, the cruise line is 55 is you're considered a senior.
50.
Mm-hmm. So you can, and there's multiple ways to do that. So have you been on that cruise line before? You probably qualify for past guest rates. If you're a senior citizen, you might qualify for, and those are different rates too. That's why I need to know this kind of stuff.
That would include like certain like union memberships or AAA.
Police, military, that kind of thing. They get better rates too. So those are just some of the things that I have to know. Seniors are always considered, that's their bottom line. This is my golden years, I'm on a budget, I want a cruise, but price is important. I mean, every group, every demographic, every socioeconomic status, they all have different concerns. Now, as far as the cruise itself, okay, we went through all this process. I've gotten you a price. And you get, well, and I will tell you, because most of the time when I'm looking at Travel Agent Portal, he tried to say, it tells me how many cabins are left on this particular sailing in that category. If I tell you there's only 3 left, and if this is what you want, I'm not pressuring you other than to tell you, I'm informing you there's only 3 left. So we either need to put a deposit on this right now, or if you decide next week you want to do it, that price might not be available. But let's assume for a moment that you say, fantastic, we're going, what do I do next? Well, all we have to do to begin with is, one, is you give me a credit card, and I call or type in the information to the cruise line, and you made your deposit. The max deposit is $250 per person.
$250.
Often they run, like right now on Norwegian, it's $50. Okay, we just had a promo for the Lakeville class reunion cruise. It was $100. So those things are happening all the time. Guess what? The internet doesn't necessarily tell you that. The 800 person might not tell you that. That's why you hire me. Okay, so we've made our deposit.
Before we go do that.
Okay.
Okay, I want to ask you something. Some people out there do not like credit cards.
Yeah.
And they don't have a credit card. Can they still go? Are they still going to be able to go?
Yeah, you can always send me a check for it, and I'll put it in the company credit card and make it for you.
Oh, so it would be under. So if I went online, say if I didn't have a credit card, I could go on ship, and I already prepaid. So now anything on ship is going to come from your credit card.
No,
Okay.
that's not it. Okay, good. I'm glad you brought this up. I'm just making your payments to the cruise line for you.
Okay.
Okay. The entire balance of the cruise has to be paid at least 90 days or 75 days. Again, it depends on the cruise line before the ship sails. Okay. So I'm going to take your check. I'm going to deposit it into my company checking account. Then I'm going to transfer it to my company credit card. Then I'm going to make your payments for you.
Okay.
Like we briefly discussed earlier, you can use a debit card.
Oh, okay.
Okay, debit card, it still says, if you look at it, it says Visa, MasterCard, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's still attached to an account. That's
prepaid cards?
Yes, as long as it says Visa, MasterCard, or American Express on it, yep, doesn't matter. It's the same form. Now, we talked about the ship having a cashless system.
Yeah.
What about tipping? So we're jumping ahead a little bit, but the cruise is paid for. Now, you have to go online at least around 30 days before and do the online check-in. And I've actually have had clients that don't have computers, and that's a lot of work for me, but oh well, that's just the way it is, right? Now you have to set up an account because it's a cashless system on board, okay? Every day, between $12.95 and $14.95 per person per day, you're charged a daily gratuity.
So
onto your ship account.
Hidden things that they don't tell you.
That's one of the things they don't tell you on the website and stuff too. That's for your cabin steward.
Mm-hmm.
That's for your waiter in the dining room, and the head waiter, and various other people get a cut of that too. So that's what that covers. You're welcome to tip these guys with cash if you want to. Trust me, if you like nice drinks when you're in the tropics, a $5 tip to a bartender gets you the best drinks for the whole week you can ever imagine. Okay? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just reality, right? I encourage my clients when they go on the cruise on the first day for their cabin steward, give them $10 to $20 and something every day. You'll get anything you want. No questions asked if it's legal. Put that in there, okay? So that's just one of those little things. You can set up your onboard account with a credit or debit card, or you can also, once you get there, put cash down. If you have neither credit card or debit card, it's like basically putting it you're putting it into account on the ship, and all these charges they draw out of that, and they will alert you if you're getting low on cash. You can go put more into it, or if you haven't used it all by the end, they give it back to you.
Do they have it where this? Maybe with the paying and that, like meals and that, like this one famous resort, you have to always show your card if you're staying online.
Yeah, you get something that looks
like a meal
like
plan.
this. Well, no, it's just some call it sail and sign, crown and anchor. Depending on whatever the cruise line itself is. That's the cashless system thing. They'll swipe it just like a credit card, and that's how they keep track of what you spend.
Okay.
So, for example, if you don't have an ultimate beverage package, every time you get a drink at the bar, whether it's soda or a non-alcoholic drink or an alcoholic drink, they swipe your card, it's put on your account. In your room, you can use your television to check your account every day and see what charges you were put in there, so you can keep track of it. And that's, like I said, that's all part of the cashless system.